Today on The Eagle, our focus is on the abuse of Naira and dollarization of the economy. What does it mean to abuse the Naira? In recent times, the Naira, our national currency, has come under all kinds of attack. People spray the Naira banknotes at occasion, trample on them, tear it, write on it, squeeze it, staple and mutilate the Naira note in whatever way that they may fancy. These actions are against the law. Some go as far as defacing the Naira note by staining it with oil or ink or selling the Naira note for gain. The CBN Act Section 21 makes it an offense, punishable for anyone to do anything that will in any form or manner bring disrepute to the Nigerian currency. And a person who tampers with the Naira note or coin is guilty of an offense punishable by law. Dollarization of the Naira or Nigerian's currency is now the process by which organizations or individuals decide to use the more established currency like the US dollar to conduct their business within Nigeria against the use of the Naira. This is a process that is no longer allowed and is viewed as working against the economy of Nigeria. What does this portend for our economy? This can cause the loss of autonomy for a developing country like Nigeria. When a country does not build and develop its own currency, it runs the risk of allowing its monetary policy to be controlled by a foreign country. My name is Aisha Muhammad. Welcome to The Eagle.
I actually came to pay the money for the recruitment consultancy you did for my company.
Beautiful.
I took 2 million.
Just hold on. I now collect dollars.
What?
Yes. I don't understand what's happening to Naira these days. So it's going to be 2 million times today's exchange rate.
Doctor, wait. Don't tell me you are one of those people who directly put pressure on the Naira and make it lose its value. You want to dollarize our economy and yet you pretend as if you don't know what is happening to the Naira. I've told you about how you abuse the Naira by spraying and stamping on it during your occasions. You deface and abuse the Naira as if it's not our national asset.
Chief, take it easy.
How? I will not take it easy. And neither will the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Task Force on Currency Abuse and Forex Malpractice take it easy with you. They are coming for you. Desist from economic sabotage or you will face the wrath of the law.
Former Governor of Kogi State Yahaya Bello has failed to appear before Justice Emeka Inwete of the Federal High Court Maitama Abuja to kick off his arraignment by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC. Bello was slated for arraignment by the EFCC alongside Ali Bello, Daudi Suleiman and Abdul Salam Hudu on a 19-count charges bordering on money laundering to the tune of 80,246,417,089 Naira 88 Kobo. Here are details of the proceedings.
Yahaya Bello's botched arraignment came on the heels of his warrant of arrest granted the EFCC by the court on Wednesday, 17 April 2024. Prosecution counsel Kemi Pinero SAN regretted that a lawful attempt to serve the defendant the charges along with a court order of arrest was botched by a person of immunity who came and whisked him away in his car, noting that by virtue of Section 287 of the Constitution, all persons are obliged to obey a court order. He also said Section 12 of ACJA allowed law enforcement agencies to break down premises to bring unwilling defendants to justice. Pinero assured that the state will invoke all its powers within the law to ensure that the defendant is produced in court. Following Bello's absence, Pinero sought leave of the court to serve him the charges through his counsel Abdul Wahab Muhammad SAN. Muhammad, however, declined, saying that he did not have the authority of his client to accept the charges. Muhammad further argued that his client cannot be arraigned in court until EFCC's appeal against an order of the High Court restraining the Commission from arresting, detaining and prosecuting him is determined, and also until the determination of his client's preliminary objection challenging the jurisdiction of Justice Onwute's court to entertain his trial. Pinero, however, submitted that it was legal and constitutional to serve the defendant through his lawyer, especially as the defense counsel introduced himself in court unconditionally and without limitations as the representative of the defendant. The judge adjourned the matter till Tuesday, April 23, 2024 for ruling as to whether the prosecution can serve the defendant through his lawyer for arraignment. Abbas Abubakar Umar reporting for the Eagle.
Arising from the botched arraignment of former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello due to his failure to appear in court for arraignment, the EFCC declared the ex-governor wanted for offences relating to economic and financial crimes to the tune of 80.2 billion naira. The EFCC enjoins anyone with information as to his whereabouts to please report immediately to the Commission or the nearest police station.
The EFCC in the last 1 week were commended by different organizations and individuals for the works they have been doing to sanitize the nation from economic and financial crimes. One of such commendation came from a letter written by the Director General of National Orientation Agency NOA, Lanre Issa Onilu. The Director General of NOA commended the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC on its drive against all forms of naira abuse.
In a letter addressed to the Executive Chairman of the EFCC, Ola Olukoyede in Abuja, the Director General of NOA, Lanre Issa Onilu, commended the actions being taken by the EFCC against naira abuse and said it amounts to the preservation of the integrity of the national currency, the naira. Onilu expressed hope that the arrest and prosecutions being carried out by the EFCC would serve as deterrents to other Nigerians who still abuse the naira, and assured the EFCC of the agency's stronger support in the fight to stop the abuse of the naira and other national symbols. Olukoyede had on February 7, 2024, raised a special task force against currency racketeering, dollarization of the Nigerian economy, and abuse and mutilation of naira notes at the Commission's headquarters and zonal commands. Already, the EFCC has secured 24 convictions across the country on the issue of naira abuse, while those facing prosecution across the Commission's 14 zonal commands and corporate headquarters stand at 200. Ojo Chokutami Eche, reporting for the Eagle.
The Executive Chairman, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has called on Nigerian students to shun computer-related frauds and other criminal tendencies and imbibe desirable attitude necessary for national development. He gave the charge in a lecture entitled Impact of Cybercrime on Nigerian Economy, Tertiary Education in Perspective, delivered during the matriculation ceremony and orientation program for degree and NCE students for 2023-2024 academic session of the Nigerian Army College of Education, Nakotsobi in Ilorin. Amina Kawa tells us more.
The EFCC boss, who spoke through the head of Public Affairs Department of the Ilorin Zonal Command of the EFCC, Ayodele Babatundi, expressed worry over the alarming rate of student involvement in cybercrime and other social vices, pointing out that the country could only realize its full potentials when youths imbibe the culture of excellence, shun all forms of criminalities. He acknowledged that Nigerian youths are blessed with great potentials and challenged them to deploy these potentials to good use, adding that cybercrime should not be seen as a way of life. He noted that flashy and flamboyant lifestyle without corresponding hard work is unsafe. Olukoyede said it is very unfortunate that young people these days have chosen to follow the fast lane, forgetting that speeding in the wrong direction leads to problems. Speaking on the impact of cybercrime, the EFCC chair said that a society where cybercrime and corruption is allowed to thrive would, among other things, suffer underdevelopment, poor education, public and private dysfunctionality, poor infrastructural development, and security crises, which include but not limited to banditry, kidnapping, killing for rituals, cultism, and terrorism financing. Enumerating some of the efforts of the EFCC in tackling cyber crimes among the youths, Olukoyede said that the Commission recently convoked a meeting of heads of tertiary institutions and faith-based organizations in Abuja to deliberate on the ways to curb the menace of cybercrime on campuses. He added that the resolutions at the meeting had already started yielding results. He urged the students to take the advantage of the EFCC's integrity clubs and zero tolerance club in secondary and tertiary institutions to enlist as anti-corruption foot soldiers of the Commission. The anti-graft czar, while congratulating the matriculates, enjoined them to be above board in character and learning and be good ambassadors of their home, school, and country at large. He also urged members of the public to always secure their phone and devices by using strong passwords and avoid sharing personal details and sensitive information such as PIN, BVN, or card details with people on social media in order not to fall victim of hackers. In his remarks, the provost of the NACOED, Major General Umar Babangida, commended the EFCC for the presentation, which he described as rich and resourceful. He pledged the readiness of the college to collaborate with EFCC in its efforts to rid the country's campuses of cybercrime. He also promised to work closely with the EFCC to ensure the establishment of the Zero Tolerance Club in the college and ensure its functionality. Amina Kawa reporting for The Eagle.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has noticed the rising tide of commentaries, opinions, assumptions, and insinuations concerning its progressive investigations into the alleged financial misappropriation in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management, and Social Development. At the outset of investigations, past and suspended officials of the Humanitarian Ministry were invited by the Commission, and investigations into the alleged fraud involving them have yielded a recovery of 32.7 billion naira and $445,000 so far. Discreet investigations by the EFCC have opened other fraudulent dealings involving COVID-19 funds, the World Bank loan, and the Abacha recovered loot released to the ministry by the federal government to execute its poverty alleviation mandate. Investigations have also linked several interdicted and suspended officials of the ministry to the alleged financial misappropriation. It is instructive to stress that the Commission's investigations are not about individuals. The EFCC is investigating a system and intricate web of fraudulent practices. Banks involved in the alleged fraud are being investigated. Managing directors of the indicted banks have made useful statements to investigators digging into the infractions. Those found wanting will be prosecuted accordingly. Additionally, the EFCC has not cleared anyone allegedly involved in the fraud. Investigations are ongoing and advancing steadily. The public is enjoined to ignore any claim to the contrary. On the issue of the works of the Commission against Naira abuse, dollarization of the economy, and the enforcement of all extant laws relating to them, the EFCC appreciates the avalanche of public awakening, support, and involvement. Increasingly, members of the public are drawing the attention of the Commission to video recordings of abuse of the Naira by Nigerians from all walks of life. These gestures demonstrate rising consciousness of the public to the sanctity of our national currency and the need for collaborative engagement to sustain the tempo. To this end, the Commission will always investigate and prosecute anyone involved in the abuse of the Naira. Old videos being exhumed and flying around for the attention of the Commission are noted, as the Commission is sensitive to the fact that its Special Task Force against Naira abuse and dollarization of the economy commenced operations on February 7, 2024. However, going forward, any videos of such infractions will be investigated and prosecuted. At the moment, the Commission is investigating several celebrities involved in Naira abuse. Many of them have made useful statements to the Commission, and many more have been invited by investigators working on the matter. The EFCC will not relent in its no sacred cow mode of operations, and the public should be wary of running afoul of laws against the crime. Ojo Chokutami Eche for The Eagle.
Well, You've heard the announcement as the Commission sent strong warning on the abuse of Naira. Please let's respect our national currency, the Naira. Let's move to the interview segment as Golden Onwura and our guests take us through the topic, Naira abuse and dollarization of the economy. Over to you, Golden.
Thank you, Aisha. Sometime in 2023, while addressing staff of Lagos Zonal Command, the then newly appointed executive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, pointed out that one of his cardinal agenda is to align the Commission's mandate to drive economic growth and national development. On February 7, 2024, as part of this new approach, the executive chairman set up a special task force to fight the abuse of Naira and dollarization of the economy. And the task force has since then recorded some successes. Today on our interview segment, we have the head of the task force, who is also the head of the procurement fraud section of the EFCC here at the headquarters, ACE2 Dare Folarin. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Recently, the executive chairman of the EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, inaugurated a task force to tackle abuse of the Naira and dollarization of the economy. What exactly does this task force do?
Like you rightly said, the chairman, the executive chairman, in his wisdom, felt there's need for the EFCC to further assist government, assist Nigeria in making sure that the economy is stable. And what were the issues? These issues were identified, and that resulted in the formation of the task force, which I'm the head. The currency manipulation, abuse of Naira and dollarization of the economy, I'm the head of that task force. And the essence of this is to checkmate those who speculate on dollar. You know, there was a raid we carried out in Zone 4. You are also aware there are other cases. And apart from that, those who provide services and sell goods to Nigeria that charge in Naira, in dollar rather. These were the issues we identified, and since that February when the task force was inaugurated, we've had a series of meetings. The public have been sanitized, both on Twitter Space, you know, EFCC Connect, and every other means of communications to Nigeria. And we've been making arrests. People have been charged to court and will still continue. And not just that, part of the mandate of the task force is also to go after those that are abusing the Naira. You know, Nigeria is not a banana republic. A country where there is law, people must obey the law. The Central Bank Act of 2007 has been in existence, and it clearly states that abuse of Naira is an offense and it is punishable. What is this abuse of Naira? When you write on the Naira notes, when you step on the Naira notes, when you squeeze the Naira notes, when you tear it, or when you spray these Naira notes at various functions, be it burial, birthday, or anywhere. You know, a lot of people are fond of throwing this Naira note up, spraying. You will have been seeing so many videos on social media. It is really a sad thing. There's a particular one I saw. It is saddening that people would be stamping on the Naira notes. It costs government a lot of money to print these notes. It's sad. Governments had played their part by making these new notes, these mints available. But you and I know that when you go to bank to request for them, it's not available. But when you get to functions, you see people trading, even hawking of the Naira is an offense. They trade the Naira, maybe 50,000 mints, you pay extra 15,000 Naira or maybe 70, I don't know, 65 to 50. You know, these are, when the Naira is not readily available for genuine business owner, it's a concern and it's a problem. So this is primarily the function of this task force, and the task force have been up and doing.
How widespread or how common is this practice in Nigeria?
It is a very common practice. You are a Nigerian. You know, when I saw this law, I told you the CBN Act 2007 has been in existence since 2007. But you see, because we are Nigerian, it's cultural that when you have occasions, people must, appreciate the celebrants and probably the musician of the day, friends, by, spraying. I was talking with somebody that it beautified. That is the main thing that's the highlight of the party. When I tell them that if the law says we can't do it, we can't do it. So it's the thing that cut across every nook and cranny of the country. Go to the north, go to the south, go to the west. You see people, once they're having occasion, they will spray. With this, they mutilate the naira, which ordinarily a mint that is printed last year, the lifespan maybe should be about 7-8 years. But because of this because of this mutilation, their lifespan is cut short to 1 year, 2 years. And government have to look for another money to put more money into the system. So this is part of what we are trying to stop. And on the other aspect of the dollarization, you have people who are into real estate. Most of them also charge in dollars. And this will also be an opportunity for those who may be hearing me or listening to me to desist from this, because EFCC is not going to relent. This must be done, and we'll do everything within the ambit of the law to ensure that the law of the land is fully obeyed.
Now tell us the effects this crime or these practices have on the economy.
Now, you see, it's demand and supply. When something is scarce, it becomes, when it is scarce, is high. Because everybody wants to have access to dollar to be able to pay for goods and services. The genuine people who really need it for genuine business don't have access to it. And a lot of people, when the dollar was keep rising, a lot of people will go and mop up dollar and keep in their house. They will wait for 2 weeks when it goes, maybe at the rate they bought it at 1,007. Maybe a week after it goes to 1,009, they will change to make more money and keep. All these are not good for the economy. And this is why we are out to talk Nigeria, to advise them, to help the present administrations, because you and I have no any other place we can call our home except Nigeria.
Recently, a well-known social media celebrity, also known as Bobrisky, was jailed for naira abuse. What does this say about the seriousness of the issue?
Bobrisky's case is not the first case. We had convicted people. And I think early this year, January, there's a social internet influencer. She was convicted. Yeah, this should tell Nigerians that nobody is above the law. This should tell Nigerians that the law of the land must be obeyed. Bobrisky, in a recent occasion, was found abusing the naira. He was arrested. He was charged to court. And the judge, in her wisdom, sentenced him, because he had said he's a male, to 6 months imprisonment.
Thank you very much, ACE2 Dare Folarin. But finally, before we go, what is your advice to Nigerians concerning this abuse of the naira and dollarization of the economy?
My advice is simple. We should desist from it. The law frowns against it. The law of the land must be obeyed.
It is worth noting that the EFCC, as an acronym, has economic crimes as a major thrust of its mandates. This means that the Commission is mandated to fight economic crimes, which includes all criminal activities threatening economic and financial growth in Nigeria. So do not be one of those whose actions threaten the economy of the nation. That's it from the interview segment. I am Golden Onwura. Back to Aisha for the rest of the program.
Thank you, Golden, for the interview. When we mishandle the naira, there are implications. This may include increase in currency management costs due to the high cost of banknote replacement, the phased torn banknotes slow down sorting process, resulting in lower output of clean banknotes. It erodes the sense of pride and confidence that Nigerians should feel in their currency. Any form of defacement of the currency is a form of ridicule on the nation. Prevalence of dirty banknotes in circulation is potential health hazard to the citizenry. Looking at all of this, that is behove on us all to be law-abiding citizens, to do the right thing and say no to naira abuse and any form of economic and financial crimes. And it's a wrap on the Eagle. Until we come your way again, keep sending in your messages, enquiries and suggestions to info@efcc.gov.ng. You can also call us on 0809 3322644. Don't forget to use the EFCC mobile app, the Eagle Eye, to report any fraud you see happening around you. You download the app, you follow the steps and you report fraud on the go. You can also take pictures of corrupt practices and upload them. Remember to join us every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. on our web-based town hall meeting called EFCC Connect, where we answer your questions and note your observations of the anti-corruption fight in order to serve you better. Tune in to EFCC Radio 97.3 FM, the voices against economic and financial crimes, to get your authentic news on the fight against economic and financial crimes and other entertainment features. My name is Aisha Muhammad. Don't forget, the naira is our currency, our national asset, the pride of our country. Let's protect it by handling it well. Do not abuse the naira. Please do stay safe, be kind to yourself and to others around you, and do enjoy the rest of the week. And God bless Nigeria.